TPR.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the TPR Pod. We have returning guest Momina Munir coming back after nearly exactly 2 years of the show. If you go back and check her previous episode, it's kind of shocking how how young she was and still so super famous. In this episode, we talk about how the past 2 years have been for Momina. She reveals, much to my surprise, that when she came last, she appeared very happy, but she was completely not, and just her journey about why she was unhappy, how it manifested, how she fixed it, how the people in her life helped her through that process. She had mentioned wanting to study psychology. That's not happening anymore. We talk about why. We talk about her time on YouTube, how her relationship is with YouTube, with content, the other things she's doing. She has a podcast. She's done an acting gig. She did a hosting gig. So all these things, including, very importantly, towards the end, her life as a businesswoman, as a owner of a business, somebody who runs stuff that makes them financially independent. Great chat, great person. She's always fun to talk to. One of the best sort of guests that we get are guests who can talk about themselves without too much prompting, and Momina is definitely one of those guests. So without further ado, pod number 141, Momina Munir.
Hate this wallpaper.
अच्छा
ये ये मेरी अम्मा ने लगवा लिए.
Okay.
इनको मैं 6 महीने में खत्म करवा दूंगी.
Right,
मैं ये
right.
the room looks like a dining hall.
It's very adult, good-looking type, sober, decent. Well, not so sober, but glamorous.
Not sober. It's very out.
Yeah. But okay.
खैर ये होगा, चेंज होगा ये इंशाल्लाह.
हाँ,
ये मेरी
please.
टू डू लिस्ट में है.
क्या हाल चाल? How are things?
I'm actually doing great, alhamdulillah.
You
The
sound
last
surprised.
time I think हाँ, कभी कुछ सही चल नहीं रहा होता ना, इसलिए सही चल रहा है सब.
हाँ.
But I think the last time I was on this podcast, I seemed happy and I seemed fine, but I wasn't.
अच्छा. Oh, okay.
हाँ,
Very
तो
convincing fake happiness. मैं तो मान गया था.
yeah,
Bro, ये तो life is good for her.
very good. लेकिन नहीं, उस वक्त I was like properly depressed.
Oh shit. Okay.
And like around that time, I think I lost 20 kgs in like 3 weeks.
What?
Yes.
I don't. पहली बात तो
Yeah.
I'm surprised कि you had 20 kgs to just lose, and then
I did have.
in 3
I was
weeks.
fat.
Okay, 3 weeks. 3 weeks is extreme. I'm assuming ये plan नहीं था. 3 हफ्ते
ये
में 20
plan
किलो.
बिल्कुल नहीं था.
Right.
It just happened. Like I didn't even know कि क्या हो रहा है, because like you're always in denial कि नहीं सब सही तो है सब, like which is why my fake happiness was so realistic.
Yeah.
कि सब सही है. But like after I got in therapy, like after I got into, seeing a therapist, she was like, you were in denial, beta.
Right.
आप
Right.
chill करें, आप accept करें.
Yeah.
But over the period of like, I think 2020 में हुआ था हमारा, like बिल्कुल peak COVID time.
May
उस वक्त
2020.
तो yeah, so उस time पे तो it was, I had just lost my best friend also in March. He got into a car accident और वो वाला
Yeah.
situation हुई थी. So I didn't think that I was depressed, because depression कभी इतना like घर में तो बिल्कुल भी बात नहीं होती depression के बारे में.
Yeah.
And even in my friend circle, no one really shows that they're like going through a hard time. And you always have to be strong for others around you.
Yeah.
So I was like even though like okay, I lost like a friend, like his family has worst. So I always used to compare my sadness to someone else's sadness कि यार उसका तो बहुत ही बुरा सीन है, तो उससे तो बेहतर हूँ मैं फिर भी. तो वो that built a denial in me कि नहीं, I'm fine. because people have it much worse.
Yeah, you feel bad for feeling
So
bad.
basically, that was
Yeah,
the case.
yeah.
तो फिर उसके बाद I was just like नहीं 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 सही है, but eventually obviously there was a huge physical change in my body which happened out of nowhere. So everyone was very
Was a part of you
concerned.
like, चलो यार ये तो
So I'll get into that. I'll get into that. What happened was I was getting a lot of public validation. कि,
right.
oh, तुम पतली हो गई हो.
Oh,
You look
really?
so good. Like, like I was, so something that was negative turned into a positive thing, but it had a very negative impact eventually. क्योंकि एक तरीके से like I felt so like low in terms of my strength. मेरी
Yeah.
strength थी नहीं.
Hmm.
मैं 2 कदम चलूं मेरी सांस फूलने लगे. मैं literally like I've talked about this before as well. The moment I realized when I was like, okay, ये तो actually कोई मसला है शायद, was I went to cycling with my friends because COVID के दिनों में सब cycling पे जा रहे थे
Yeah, yeah.
apparently. तो हमने भी plan बनाया कि so we rented out cycles, we went for a cycle like cycling, and एक स्ट्रीट मैंने क्रॉस की है, लाइक जस्ट स्ट्रीट, आई क्रॉस द स्ट्रीट और मेरी सांस ऐसी फूली है. आई
Hmm.
वाज लाइक गाइस आई डोंट थिंक आई कैन डू दिस, मुझे गाड़ी में बिठाओ, लेट्स गो बैक. मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. एंड उस पॉइंट पे आई वाज जस्ट लाइक यार पहले तो मैं आराम से 5 स्ट्रीट भी क्रॉस कर लेती थी. इट यूज्ड टू बी लाइक नॉट अ बिग डील एट ऑल. और अचानक से एक स्ट्रीट में ही मेरी बस हो गई है. बस
Yeah.
भी नहीं, लाइक आई डोंट नो व्हाट आई फेल्ट. आई वाज जस्ट लाइक मैं मर रही हूँ. लाइक आई genuinely felt my heart coming out of my like chest, क्योंकि वो इतनी ज्यादा मुझे हो रहा था कि पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है.
Hmm.
I just didn't have the strength. So that's when I realized कि okay, I do have I've lost all my strength, like physical strength. Mental strength तो चली गई थी, but physically it was showing on me. Like मैं anemic हो गई थी.
Hmm.
Like
Wow.
literally when I used to go like this, अंदर आंखों में veins दिखती हैं,
Yeah.
but मेरी पूरी white होती थी. I
Wow.
used to be so yellow and pale कि my friends were so worried. उन्होंने कहा बहन बहन कर ले कुछ.
Yeah, yeah.
So and like in between that, I think I give a lot of credit to Amma as well. Like Amma was just like, you need to realize that तुम्हें खाना चाहिए अब. Like मैं ऐसी हो गई थी. So this is the phase of grief that I'm going through. Literally on the first stage, मैं कमरा बंद करती थी, लॉक कर लेती थी, एंड लाइट्स ऑफ. 12 घंटे कहाँ गए आई डोंट इवन नो.
Hmm.
नो फूड, नो वाटर, नथिंग. एंड कोई भी बजाता रहे दरवाजा मैं नहीं खोलूंगी. So it got to a point where it was really bad and it was affecting my family as well, which
Sure.
was of course not nice.
Yeah.
तो slowly मैंने खुद realize किया कि this is something, it's not just affecting me, it's affecting people around me, which is not nice. तो
Yeah.
फिर उसके बाद my अम्मा ने खुद ही बोला कि I think you should take therapy. तो जब वो एक
That's a
स्टेप
big
आ
deal
गया
वैसे
ना.
कि घर
या
वालों को वैसे भी आमतौर पे या तो पता नहीं होता कि थेरेपी कुछ है, और अगर पता भी हो
हाँ
तो इट्स लाइक वहां तो सिर्फ
या
पागल जाते हैं, और हमारी बेटी पागल थोड़ी है.
एग्जैक्टली exactly. So, anyways, Amma was like, "Acha, my cousin is a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
So she was like constantly texting her कि ये हो रहा है ये हो रहा है. So my cousin recommended. उसके बाद Amma was like, okay, I should talk to her. Then she told me कि तुम, she made me talk to my cousin and I told her everything and she was like, just Momina, this will be good for you.
Yeah.
Even any healthy human being needs therapy. It's not कि कोई पागलों को therapy चाहिए. It's a good thing. तो मेरे भी दिमाग में था कि I have nothing to lose here. Just talking to a person for an hour का session, like I have nothing to lose. So I took my first therapy session. It was very normal. She didn't
Hmm.
diagnose me with anything. And slowly करके she broke the news that we think we should do therapy for a year straight every week because you are, like, she clinically diagnosed me with depression. And फिर मुझे hit हुआ, हैं? तो पागल हो गई है. क्या हो गया है? मुझे नहीं है. So so उस point where I was like, oh, okay, but like it made me accept it because it was someone professional telling me.
Right.
It wasn't just my friends letting
Yeah.
me know, okay,
Yeah.
maybe you are going through this and you might be depressed. It was someone professionally जिसने ये चीज पढ़ी है. She was diagnosing me with it, and it made sense
Hmm.
उसके बाद when
Yeah.
she went through all my like questionnaires and everything जो भी थे उन्होंने जो मुझे दिए थे in the sessions. She was just like, Momina, this is the proof of what why I'm saying it. Your questionnaire, like sent me a whole report. I was like, oh my god, hey Allah. But then of course it's been about almost 2 years now since therapy, and now I think I can say that I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Alhamdulillah.
I remember at the
So
time, उस वक्त
yeah,
जब हमारी बात हुई थी, there was a lot of discussion about you studying psychology also.
yeah.
You're
Oh
interested in
my
it,
god.
वगैरह.
Yeah, this is a whole another topic because I'm not studying psychology currently. I'm
Right.
doing business.
Right.
अच्छा,
So at the time, was your interest in psychology? How did that play a part in your self analysis?
I think like बचपन से ही I mentioned my cousin doing psychology, right? So I looked up to her a lot academically.
Hmm. I
पढ़ाई के
think,
मामले में.
huh?
I cannot say the word. पढ़ाई के मामले में I looked up to her a lot. So
Yeah.
when she was doing her bachelor's and then आगे PhD वगैरह, I was really intrigued by psychology. Like I was like ये क्या चीज़ है? And like personally, I call myself, I like it's a weird thing to say, but I am an empath.
Right.
Like I
I've seen the
I if
memes.
I yeah. तो मुझे मुझे होता है मुझे लोगों की मदद करनी है. Like I
Right.
want to
Right.
fix someone. I want to fix someone. तो उस चीज में ना like it खुद ब खुद डेवलपमेंट आने लगी in the शौक जो चढ़ा मुझे साइकोलॉजी करने का. फिर I took sociology in O levels, and sociology is a little, just a little teeny tiny bit like psychology,
Right.
because eventually we talk about the social issues in our society, and which leads up to something else that we talk about in psychology. So sociology was like a pathway where I got to know sociology was a pathway into psychology
Yeah.
for me. तो मैंने सोशो किया. सोशो was really interesting. I got an A in it, and I was like, अब तो मुझे psychology करनी है. So when A levels came around, I was like, oh, let's take up psychology as a subject. I was really bad at psychology in A levels. I got C तीनों बार. अच्छा,
Hmm.
लोग 2 पेपर देते हैं, मैंने 3 पेपर दिए थे. मैंने एक रीटेक भी दिया था. उसमें भी मेरा C आया था. So although like grades don't really define what knowledge you have about things, because I feel like uh, exam के अंदर you just need to write what the marking scheme says. So उस चीज में ना मैं बहुत गंदी हूँ. Like I want to
Sure.
put in everything, not
Yeah.
just what the marking scheme wants. तो उस चीज में like of course grading system वगैरह is just really annoying. So I ended up getting C's all over, and but still I loved psychology. I loved criminal psychology wala part. I was obsessed with serial killer documentaries, and I was like मैं criminology पढ़ूंगी, and
Hmm.
I looked deep into it. But end में बात इसी पे आ गई कि पाकिस्तान में there's just not a nice school for psychology. Like there are
Yeah.
two
Yeah. Yeah.
options, कराची. अच्छा, मेरा एक और मसला था, मुझे कराची नहीं छोड़ना था. Because like I obviously I have my family here and I just don't want to leave them. So like it was just my decision कि नहीं, मुझे कराची नहीं छोड़ना. मतलब लाहौर भी नहीं जाना, मुझे इस्लामाबाद भी नहीं जाना, मैं बस कराची.
Yeah.
So even when I was looking for options for psychology in Karachi, there was Bahia University and Karachi University, and of course I could go there, but बस दिल ही नहीं मान रहा था मेरा. I was just like, it takes a while for you to adjust in an environment जहाँ की policies आपसे बहुत different हो.
Okay.
So both of the university policies were like you have to like वहाँ पे dress code इतना strict था,
अच्छा.
where I was just like I don't mind dressing the way you are telling me, but also like मतलब it was just like सर से दुपट्टा नहीं हिलना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए for
किधर? Oh.
Bahia University, and I was just like ये बहुत ज़्यादा है. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I will find it hard to adjust to it, which was obviously my own decision. I could go, but by I didn't feel like I would adjust इतनी जल्दी या इतने आराम से. It would make me feel really pissed off
Yeah.
कि
Yeah.
अगर कोई मुझे आके बोलेगा अपने सर पे दुपट्टा ले लो,
Which would have
या
happened.
हाँ, तो I
Yeah.
was just like मैं I don't think I could adjust in the environment. तो मेरी options ही हट गए. And then I was just like psychology का तो कोई option ही नहीं है. So when last year I think even in 2020 में I started my merch business with a couple of friends. We started modifiers.
Yeah.
It was a company like कपड़ों की, like just different stuff basically. So I got into business really early. Like I think I was 19. So now I'm about to turn 21. Wow.
MashaAllah.
Okay, उस
Extreme
time पे
adult.
but I was but उस time पे I was 19 and my friends were like, okay, let's start it together. So I got into business and I learned so much from just, running an online business and going to making your own stuff basically. जब मैंने merchandise शुरू की अपनी, um, like I was going to markets. I was with my friends. Like obviously they helped me, but we were doing everything on our own.
Yeah.
तो
Yeah.
उसमें बहुत सीखने को मिला कि कैसे काम होता है, कितनी ख्वारी लगती है, कहाँ पे कैसे you can do it much easier. मतलब just finding ways, and I just learned a lot in these years जब से start किया मैंने. And then again the financial side came and I was like, oh, I'm enjoying it, like accounts be fun hai.
Oh no.
It's not like
Yeah, देखो, I'm an
it's
accountant and सारी जिंदगी गुजर गई है मेरी, but I don't agree. लेकिन चलो.
but when it's your own business,
Yeah.
it makes it fun. It
Yeah.
makes it fun because you're like, oh, मैंने आज इतना कमाया,
Yeah.
मुझे अब इतना देना है और इतना मैंने percentage में काटना है. So when all of these things were happening, I was like, this is actually fun because it's my own thing.
Yeah.
मैं किसी और के लिए तो कर नहीं रही.
Yeah.
So that made it the fun bit. खैर उसमें उसके बाद भी I think I just was so happy that ये business है. And I wanted to pursue it. And it's all online also. So I wanted, now I was thinking कि अब क्या करूँ ना, मैं business अगर कर भी लूँ, so I want a degree that is a little more futuristic in the sense that is more into the digital world,
Right.
like database हो या जो भी हो. डिग्री में ये ना हो कि पुराने जमाने की मैं बुक कीपिंग पढ़ रही हूँ भाई.
Yeah.
ये नहीं करना था मुझे.
Sure.
So I was just like, that's a thing. So I looked into a lot of my options. The first choice was IBA, of course. मैं IBA के 2 टेस्ट दे चुकी थी और this was in A levels. So
Right.
I gave my first attempt was in February and my second attempt was in I think July.
2020?
So 2020, yeah. तो ये मैं दे चुकी थी और मैं दोनों फेल कर चुकी. I did not get in. उसके बाद ही I took a gap year और इस gap year में ये business शुरू हुआ and everything happened.
Right.
So अब gap year खत्म हो गया है. I'm looking into options. Psychology isn't an option. Okay, let's do business. Business में I don't want to study what's पीछे रह चुका है. I want to find a degree that's more open, that's more futuristic.
Yeah.
तो IBA वाली भी degree जो थी, I felt like I was getting, and not like I just felt like it will push me a little back. It wasn't that
It's very traditional.
futuristic. It's very traditional. That's the word, traditional. So it was very, very traditional. और मैंने फिर IBA का test skip कर दिया. Although I took classes for it,
Right.
for the test.
Right.
test के लिए classes ली. I was preparing And on the last day, एक ही दिन बचा था, मैं अम्मा के पास गई, मैंने अम्मा से पूछा, is it okay if I don't give the test? And Amma was like, it's up to you. तुम्हें जहाँ जाना है तुम जाओ, तुम्हें जो करना है तुम करो.
Wow.
But she held on to the subject कि नहीं दो जरूर, लेकिन because you never know, you might get in, you know. फिर मैंने उनसे बोला मुझे जाना ही नहीं है, मैं क्यों दूं फिर. She was like, अगर जाना नहीं है फिर मुझे अपने दूसरे ऑप्शंस बताओ.
Yeah.
So we had a chat, and I was like, I have an option. It is TMUC is like an institute in all of the cities. Like, and basically they give University of London ki degrees, which is online.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, I have this option. Royal Holloway की degree है ये, and 3 साल की है. मैंने gap year लिया है, किसी को पता भी नहीं चलेगा gap year लिया है, क्योंकि सबके साथ ही graduate हो
Yeah.
गई.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know, this is the best option for me, and
What
मैंने
was the
courses
thing?
देखे
What
थे.
was the major?
Okay, so the degree का नाम was business management and digital innovation.
Right.
So it had, and my major was in marketing. So it had a lot of things doing with digital marketing, which I already do.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm already in this thing. तो मैंने अम्मा को समझाया भी नहीं, मैंने बस बताया, and she was like, बस सही है.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, don't go tomorrow. नहीं दो टेस्ट, वैसे ही सुबह के 6 बजे, तुम जिंदगी में 6 बजे नहीं उठती, आज कल क्या उठ
Yeah.
जाओगी.
Yeah.
So I ended up skipping that test, and everyone was just like, तुमने बहुत बुरा decision लिया, you shouldn't have skipped
Yeah.
it.
खत्म हो गई life.
Even my best friend was like, Momina, just give it. Like,
Yeah.
कुछ
Yeah.
भी नहीं है, you prepared for it. Just give it. मैंने कहा मुझे idea जाना ही नहीं है अब. मुझे like I know what I want for my degree. I've got it. खैर, तो IBA की डिग्री, वो IBA की टेस्ट मैंने स्किप किया. Instead I went to TMUC. I got myself an admission, and September में I think my first year started, and it's going well.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah अभी तक तो. So that's the story of how I just ended up in business when I wanted to do
Yeah.
psychology.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw तुम्हारे उस पे I think कोई पूछ रहा था recently, you did like a Q&A on your Instagram, and somebody was asking where are you studying, ऐसा कुछ, and you
Yeah,
mentioned you're doing this
yeah,
foreign degree in
yeah,
marketing. Okay, and it's good. You're happy?
yeah. Everyone's really curious also because no one really knows about it.
Right.
Because like लोगों को लगता है कि बस पाकिस्तानी universities ही आप कर सकते हैं पाकिस्तान में, you know,
Yeah.
like there's no other options. But I'm really glad because one of my friends was doing this degree. So like he's literally leaving soon for his master's बाहर. And
Okay.
like the fun part of this degree is that in your last year you can take a transfer.
Yeah.
So you can go to the actual university and study there. So I was like, that's also cool if I save up enough money. क्योंकि पैसे बहुत लगते हैं
Yeah. Yeah.
university में. So if I save up enough for that, so I mean it's an experience for myself. Although मेरा था कि मैं कभी कराची नहीं छोड़ूंगी, but now I'm more open to it because you know I have an option now
Right.
because I'm already into it,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna like I'm more open to more experiences. Pehle, I think this has come with age. I think
Yeah.
the world we live in now in COVID,
Yeah.
like COVID में हमने इतना restricted feel कर लिया कि now we just want to get out. So I think it's that also, and yeah, I think इस चीज में people were really curious ना कि आप ये कैसी, आप बाहर का पढ़ रही हैं इधर बैठ के, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है.
Yeah, that's weird क्योंकि I remember जब मैं 500 साल पहले जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी सीन में आगे पीछे था
500 साल पहले
तो उस वक्त भी I remember Zabist had a University of London like law degree or something,
yeah,
like way back, you know. So but it wasn't as popular as the normal degrees, so maybe that's still continuing.
yeah, but it's something really nice. If you can do it, I would highly recommend people to choose that rather than semester वाली चीज में फंसे रहो, because हमारे yearly exams होते हैं. So
Okay.
we don't really have to be like GPA का ये हो गया. So there's less stress, there's more flexibility with work because मेरा यही होता है कि काम भी देखना है फिर पढ़ाई भी देखनी है.
Yeah.
So to find that balance, this degree has helped me a lot because it's so flexible. Lectures online मिल जाते हैं if I skip my class even. Like we have teachers, Pakistani teachers, and we also have professors usi university ke Royal Holloway ke who have their lectures online on the portal. So
Mm.
if I miss any class, I can go on the portal and just study from there. They
Right.
have books की जितनी भी requirements वो सब portal पे ही given होता है, different article links related to the course. So I was just like, this is so flexible. मेरी attendance भी अगर नहीं लग रही है, तो it's not like they're not gonna let me sit in the exam
Yeah. Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
क्योंकि like right now मेरे सारे दोस्तों का यही मसला है, attendance कम हो गई है, अब ये मुझे test नहीं देने दे रहे.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. This was a huge thing.
So so it's still a huge thing for people
Ah.
here. The so it also restricts you. Pakistani universities with attendance, it restricts you because you lose on so many nice opportunities, and I didn't want that. Like with this degree, I can at least achieve all the things I want to achieve
Mm.
and also get going with my studies. वरना अगर मैं किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में होती पाकिस्तान में, वो उधर ही रोला डाल देते कि आपकी अटेंडेंस तो 90% नहीं है, अब तो आप
Yeah,
नहीं दे
yeah,
सकती,
yeah.
अब आपकी जीपीए गिरेगी.
तुम्हारा मसला ये भी है ना कि you're not just like a full-time student. You're doing like you have like two other careers
Yeah, of
ongoing.
course.
So it's like you
So
can't
that's
quit them.
of course. But like इस point पे ना, I have so many friends who have their own businesses and they're trying to manage, but वो इतना stress out हो जाते हैं that I see them and I'm just like, how do you do it? Like
Yeah.
I cannot do that. So it
Hmm.
depends on person to person as well. I know for sure मैं नहीं कर सकती थी. So this was a much better option for me. Like I am the person who gets burnt out.
What's the अभी तो might be too early to say, but like इस degree के बाद I don't I don't know if you're going to be looking at like jobs.
Jobs? No.
Yeah, yeah. Because वैसे भी तुम्हें, you know, you've been doing the creative stuff before
Hmm.
modifiers. फिर modifiers भी आगे, which is
Yeah.
also like your business. You know, you're a partner.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
that yeah, even with the degree, like I don't see, because usually ये होता है ना कि अच्छा भाई job का क्या होगा इसके बाद. I don't see you
हाँ.
working like that 9 to
No,
5
no, no,
life, at
no.
least फिलहाल.
No. I think I will eventually, I don't know आगे का क्या
Yeah,
होगा,
yeah.
but I've I'm not just running modifiers. I've invested like things अलग अलग जगह पे जहाँ पे बहुत frequently चीजें आ रही होती हैं. So it's pretty stable right now, and alhamdulillah, and I hope it is आगे भी. But of course, अगर things get sideways, तो करनी पड़ेगी, job भी करनी
हाँ,
पड़ेगी, मैं
हाँ.
कर दूंगी.
Matlab, like if some
So
fancy creative agency hires you as their like, you know, creative director, आजा
yeah,
बस, so you're
why
like,
not?
अच्छा.
Also, like मैंने अपनी degree like in this first year, although I've not completed my first year, but मेरा एक course है, it's very data driven, so
Hmm.
we analyze data. अब जब वो वाली चीज आई, it was so new to me कि I was like, ये क्या चीज है ना, like I've
Hmm.
never analyzed data before. फिर मैंने बैठ के अपना YouTube का data analyze किया, and
Oh
I was
wow,
like,
okay.
wow.
Right.
तो अब ना मैं बहुत डेटा फैंटिक बन गई हूँ because wherever I go and it's like, वो तुम्हारा डेटा देख सकती हूँ. But it's fun, like I'm enjoying it, and it's again not traditional. It makes me feel like कि हाँ, आगे जो होने वाला है हम उसी की तरफ जा रहे हैं. Like even my degree has AI aspects a little bit. तो उस चीज में भी I feel like because um like Google analyzes your data for you. Like it just analyzes it खुद से ही. YouTube Studio पे भी
Yeah.
if you check, हर चीज आ रही होती है. मैं उसको further analyze करना, put it into words, like I enjoy that. So अगर मुझे
Hmm.
वैसी भी job अगर offer हो गई कभी, या if I want to do that, I wouldn't mind doing that, like analyzing
हाँ,
data, because
हाँ.
right now I'm enjoying it, just doing
Yeah.
it for fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is what you've built up इतने time से, and we'll come to your YouTube career also. But like इतने अरसे से
Hmm.
तुम कर रही हो, this is pretty much like a a business, right? That you're running effectively,
Yeah, yeah,
with your YouTube and Instagram and all of that. Apart from modifiers, which is a more
of
online
course.
only,
Huh.
but like more traditional business. But YouTube itself, लोगों को तो लगता है कि हाँ जी, वीडियो लगा के डाल दी, but there's like thought behind it,
More.
timing,
Yeah,
dealing with brands and all of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think uh, the part when it comes to content creation and why again वो digital marketing ही आ जाती है ना एक point पे. So when different campaigns, like मुझे एक campaign like there was an assignment midterm का
Hmm.
where we had to write on a campaign and analyze a campaign basically a digital. तो मैंने उसमें choose किया like कोई Nike की campaign थी, and I was just like I've been doing this like since 5 years.
Yeah.
Or like this is what I want to do, and I'm studying about it, and
Yeah.
now I can like do it better too because एक मुझे पढ़ाई वाला experience भी मिल रहा है उससे.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just getting the experience out of working, it's also the professional, the how you have to do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. It's
Hmm.
been fun.
अच्छा. How's the YouTube thing going? अच्छा, एक बात है. वो बात ये है कि
हाँ.
I don't know if this is accurate. It's also,
Hmm.
internet पे समझ नहीं आता how real time everything is. But मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था in
Hmm.
all of 2021 कि मोमिना की YouTube presence slash frequency जो है ना, it's not as much, as it was before. Um,
Yeah.
and even though I saw you in other places, I think वो Alina and Maria के साथ I saw you in like 2020,
Yeah. Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
There were a lot of nice group things happening there. Instagram पे भी काफी था.
Yeah.
But YouTube scene जो था वो, it was not as frequent. अच्छा चलो, I was like ठीक है, it's not as frequent, whatever, she's doing what she wants.
Hmm.
फिर ना एक और बात, but you would do Q&As. People in your
Yeah.
generation, when they do Q&As
Hmm.
ना, उसमें एक बात आती है जिसमें हमेशा मेरी सड़ जाती है, where your
Oh
fans,
yeah.
your audience is always like consistency नहीं है, and you're like, oh no, consistency.
I know.
And I'm like, bro, you're watching this video for free. तुम demands कैसे कर रहे हो, मतलब like
Oh God.
what is this
So
relationship?
so so I don't mind them saying कि consistency नहीं है because it's good that they're calling me out because genuinely consistency नहीं है.
Okay.
But it was because I was so burnt out
Hmm.
and I just didn't want to do it.
Right.
I was just like मुझे नहीं करना. So it was the feeling of being burnt out. Obviously, I was going through a whole mental thingy, and usme I was trying to focus more on myself. So I
Right.
started doing kickboxing. I
I
started the
saw.
gym.
Ah.
Yeah. उन सब चीजों में like I started focusing on myself and the people around me. That's why you saw me with Alina, Maria, and I know a lot of different people. I started just exploring myself, being with family and friends, not caring about what to post. Although
Hmm.
I was very frequent on Instagram
Yeah.
because Instagram से तो addicted हूँ मैं.
Okay.
It's like an obsession.
Okay.
So Instagram पे I was there, and also I was taking Instagram as work
Right.
because
Right.
वहाँ पे ज़्यादा brands आ रहे थे उस
Yeah.
point पे. So I was just like it's work, and उस चीज में of course फिर मैं consistent Instagram पे जा रही थी, but YouTube was just taking too much of my time, I think, and I was just like let's just focus on myself. So when all of that was happening, my friends were the first to say कि मोमिना चलो, you've realized that you don't have any more strength in you,
Hmm.
physical strength in you, let's get you to the gym.
Yeah.
तो फिर आई वाज लाइक जिम भी बहुत बोरिंग होता है, मुझे नहीं करना, और मैं बहुत वो बन रही थी कि नहीं मुझे नहीं करना.
Yeah.
बट लाइक देन माय फ्रेंड सजेस्टेड कि चलो किक बॉक्सिंग कर, यू नो. लाइक ओके दैट साउंड्स फन, लाइक चलो करते हैं. मैंने एक क्लास ली है एंड आई फेल इन लव विद किक बॉक्सिंग. आई वाज
Hmm.
जस्ट लाइक यहाँ मेरा सारा एग्रेशन, माय ऑल माय इमोशंस was just getting out of my body and just boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Constantly मैं बस शुरू हो जाती थी, मैं जाती थी और बस मैं शुरू हो जाती थी. I usually you know like जब I used to be the first one to come there और मैं ना pull-ups करने की बहुत कोशिश करती थी
Yeah, yeah.
because उस time पे the person who was training me was like pull-ups करो and even my friends were pull-ups करो because they used to make अच्छा शुरू में I didn't realize they were making fun of me मुझसे pull-ups नहीं होते थे
Yeah.
and I used to look like कोई मदद कर दे I used to be just hanging there ना कि कैसे ऊपर करूँ अपना को खैर फिर slowly you know I learned अभी तक मैं beginner level ही हूँ by the way I left kickboxing because COVID came again and
Right.
lockdown फिर से हो गया था and after COVID I think gyms के ऊपर और strictness थी कि gyms नहीं खुलेंगे और ये वो तो kickboxing बिल्कुल ही छूट गई but then later when gyms did open I joined a gym उधर मैं जाती थी not super consistent though but I still used to go but घर पे भी इधर उधर exercise कर दी diet मैंने अपनी बहुत strong कर ली थी I wasn't just like not eating anything. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
eating a lot.
Mm.
And then I found a group of people that I really liked, and I used to just hang out with them. Phir, I think recently my friend was like, my best friend, like my childhood friend was like, let's go on a trip.
Mm.
Bas bahut ho gaya.
Okay.
And no one has traveled since COVID. So let's go. So, and she was shifting to Canada as well. She
Okay.
was starting university. So she was like, मैं चली जाऊंगी. Let's, let's just go on a trip. So we went up north.
Right.
हम गए नथिया गली, गिलगित बल्तिस्तान, सवात.
Had you been there before?
Just I've been to Nathia Gali, not Gilgit wali side though. But it was amazing, super beautiful, relaxing. वो नहीं होता कि आपको एक peace of mind चाहिए होता है with just your people. It
Yeah.
was that.
Yeah.
And when I got that, I was like, oh wow, this is exactly what I needed at that time. और उस वक्त ये भी चल रहा था ना कि सब यूनिवर्सिटी जा रहे हैं मुझे भी यूनिवर्सिटी ज्वाइन करनी है सो वो जितना भी स्ट्रेस था ना it just went away
Mm.
and for I think we went for 10 days it was like usually 10 दिन के लिए लोग जाते नहीं है 4-5 दिन के लिए चले जाते हैं ऊपर लेकिन
Yeah.
हमने कहा 10 दिन जाते हैं so for the last 2 days I think we stayed back in Islamabad and I met all my Islamabad wala group and it was really nice I think I was really opposed on traveling
I
before
remember.
COVID.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. You said in your
I
Pichla interview, I hate traveling. That's very strong
I
feelings.
hated I hated traveling. I think traveling used to make me feel very anxious because I
Right.
hate being away from home.
Right.
I hate being away from my bed. अगर मुझे रात को नींद नहीं आती मुझे बैठ के बगैर अपने तो I was just very opposed to traveling and but I had these couple of trips with my friends to Peshawar to Islamabad
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
that changed my perspective. I was like, there's nothing to lose again, you know. मैं पता नहीं क्यों अपने आप को इतना restricted रखती हूँ. I've always been the type that just always comfortable in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
मतलब
Yeah.
मुझे
Yeah.
बाहर नहीं निकलना. Of course, it might be age also. उस वक्त मैं छोटी भी थी
Yeah.
कि मैं अपने आप को इतना वो नहीं करने देती थी कि शायद लिमिट्स मेरी क्रॉस ना हो जाएं बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स एक रहता है कि नहीं अम्मा को डिसअपॉइंट नहीं करना ये नहीं करना तो एज लाइक वो चीजें मेरे दिमाग में होती थी बट लाइक हैविंग दीज ट्रिप्स had made me realize कि नहीं traveling is important
Yeah.
and
It's great.
this is this is such a huge change because last podcast अगर कोई देखा I was like I hate traveling मुझे नहीं पसंद है and now I'm like I love it
Yeah. 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 So, and
wow
then
क्या
in that
growth हुई है
time, what was your perspective on YouTube? Because videos are रही sometimes you have like 4 or 5 in a
हाँ
month, sometimes 2.
it was like अच्छा I remember I used to be like अब मैं consistent हो जाऊंगी
Yes.
so I uploaded like uploaded like 7 days a week like I uploaded every day a week and then I got lost for 4 months
Yeah.
फिर
Yeah.
फिर आराम से so I think ये भी चीज मुझे थेरेपी से अब सीखने को मिली है that I need to find consistency because फिर वही हो जाते हैं ना कि आपके highs बहुत high होते हैं और आपके lows फिर बहुत लो होते हैं लाइक आई एम
Hmm.
द एक्सट्रीमिस्ट वन या तो मैं बहुत खुश होंगी या तो मैं बहुत सैड होंगी या तो मैं बहुत कंसिस्टेंट होंगी या तो मैं बिल्कुल भी कंसिस्टेंट नहीं होंगी सो
Hmm.
आई थिंक आई एम स्टिल इन दैट फेज ऑफ फिगरिंग आउट how to find the balance in things because like even currently I don't feel like I'm at that stage जहाँ पे I can balance between things.
Yeah.
Like I can clearly tell कि अभी मैं किस extreme पे हूँ. Like if I'm really happy, I know I'm gonna hit a low that's gonna be really
Right.
low.
Right. Okay.
And the worst part is कि the highs are nice, but they're very short term. फिर
Hmm.
जब lows आते हैं ना, वो lows इतने long term चलते हैं कि फिर मैं बैठी रहती हूँ. So like I'm still working on it. I don't know अगर 2 साल बाद हम वापस podcast करेंगे तो I'll see where I'm
Yeah.
at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No, hopefully it won't take 2 years this time. But अच्छा ये बताओ then another thing happened like in YouTube scene पे um the podcasts शुरू हो गए Momo Talks.
yeah,
How did that
yeah.
happen?
So I don't know. I was just bored. और मैंने कहा यार अच्छा so I was just bored.
Yeah, sure.
नहीं, it actually has a story. आमिर भाई ने एक जगह रेंट की थी, एक स्टूडियो आमिर भगत में,
Yeah.
and he was like it's खाली do whatever you want to do with it. ना he was coming up with ideas and just telling me ये कर लो वो कर लो, and I was just like नहीं आमिर भाई नहीं है टाइम मेरे पास ये सब करने का. He was like ये सिंगिंग कंपटीशन करो और अपने ये covers बनवाओ. He had like crazy
Right.
ideas.
Right.
And he has such crazy ideas कि he's just like कि कोई ना इसको कर दे, मैं नहीं कर सकता, तुम कर दो.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was just sharing them with me one day and I was like नहीं मुझे नहीं करना, पता नहीं अजीब. So like I was just bored one day and मैं ना ऐसी मैंने पिंक कलर का ऐसी लाइलैक सा ना बैकग्राउंड देखा.
Okay.
एंड मैंने कहा कि यार ये इतना प्यारा कलर है, तो ना मैं इसको चैनल आर्ट बना के अपने यूट्यूब पे डाल देती हूँ. एंड देन आई वाज लाइक वेट लेट मी जस्ट मेक अ न्यू चैनल
Okay.
और मैं पॉडकास्ट शुरू करूंगी बस. आमिर भाई के पास स्टूडियो है,
हाँ.
उन्होंने बोला है उसके साथ जो करना है करो. आई कैन इनवाइट गेस्ट, लाइक आई नो सो मेनी पीपल, किस लिए मैंने उनसे दोस्तियां की हैं, बुलाऊं उनको मैं.
जाहिर है जाहिर. Yeah. Yeah.
so so I was just like let's start podcast. मैंने आमिर भाई को बोला आमिर भाई is it fine if I can use your studio like once a week for a podcast? He was like भाई तुम्हें जो करना है करो.
Yeah.
So he was very supportive with that. So my first podcast was Balaj. The
Mm.
night I decided to do the podcast, the next day I had to meet Balaj. तो मैंने बलाज
For the
मेरी
first
शक्ल
time?
देखने, मैंने कहा पॉड फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम वी आर
Oh
मीटिंग.
wow.
एंड
Okay.
आई वाज लाइक पॉडकास्ट करना है, चलो पॉडकास्ट करते हैं. आई थिंक आई वाज ऑन कॉल विद शहजाद एंड शहजाद से मैं ना वो पता नहीं क्या शहजाद को मैं बता रही थी मैं पॉडकास्ट शुरू कर रही हूँ. एंड आई जस्ट सॉ लाइक बलाज की ना लाइक just his face. I think he was in Karachi staying at Shahzad's place ना. तो I was on video call with Shahzad और मुझे पीछे बलाज यूं ऐसे दिख रहा है ना. मैंने कहा इसको बुलाऊंगी. मैंने कहा बलाज तुम आना चाहते हो, प्लीज आ जाओ. मैंने कहा yeah let's meet. So he was very excited. I was like चलो he's excited, let's do the
Mm.
podcast. अब
Mm.
मुझे ना बिल्कुल भी समझ नहीं है पॉडकास्ट की ना, लाइक
Okay.
कैसे करते हैं क्या करते हैं. इक्विपमेंट तो दूर रखें आप मुझसे.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no idea about like mics use करने. Oh, I have no idea about them. Oh, camera कैसे चल, like I still to this date I don't know how to record on camera. Like I know how to record on camera, but I don't know how to record on Amir Bhai's A700 with Sony. I don't know
Yeah.
उसका
Yeah.
नाम
Yeah.
भी क्या है. तो खैर आमिर भाई, my friend Hamza, I was like तुम please, वो आमिर भाई के साथ काम कर चुका है. So I dude please come over, please help me. So he set the set up and सारा camera mic check करे. I think you texted me, you were like isn't the sofa a little
Yeah.
sideways?
मेरा super creative point जो था ये तो यार सोफा थोड़ा टेढ़ा है. But yeah.
It was done intentionally.
Okay.
Yeah, it
मुझे
was
trigger
very
करने के
like
लिए.
it was like setting ही ऐसी बन रही थी. I don't know what it was
Sure.
honestly, but it was खैर फिर I think mics में भी बहुत मसले थे. एंड
Okay.
देन मैं आमिर भाई के पास गया, आमिर भाई नए माइक्स लेते हैं, चले नए माइक्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, आधे आप आधे मैं, ये करते हैं वो करते हैं,
Okay.
प्लानिंग शुरू हो गई पूरी 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 प्लानिंग शुरू हो गई, एंड इवेंचुअली वी गॉट न्यू माइक्स एंड या फिर गेस्ट आने लगे। आई थिंक बलाज के बाद आई हैड इरफान भाई, या आई एम मिसिंग समवन,
Shehzad.
आई डोंट नो। शहजाद तो लेट आया था। I'm missing someone, I think. Let me
Okay.
just quickly
Yeah, yeah.
check
Yeah, yeah.
just to be sure, वरना मैं किसी को offend ना कर दूं. Um, 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 um. I think it was Irfan bhai because there's वो इतना sudden plan था that I was just like, okay, let's do it. हाँ, it was Irfan bhai.
Hmm.
So what happened was, मैं सुबह उठी हूँ and आमिर भाई texts me कि इरफान के साथ करना है तुम्हें podcast. मैंने कहा आपको क्या लगता है मैं मना करूंगी? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
अच्छा मैं बेड पे सो like मैं literally बस उठी हुई हूँ, like तो आ जाओ वो इधर है. I somehow got ready and I had a shoot for my merch was launching Deceased Juha wali edition ना. I was like आज shoot भी है, अल्लाह मैं क्या करूंगी? So I had my friend take my pictures, right? So she was already at the location and I texted her, घर जाओ मैं इरफान भाई के साथ podcast कर रही हूँ. She got so mad. She was like, पागल हो गई है तो मजी मुझे बुला के खुद चली गई. Okay, so I had my phone off. I was like, I feel like a bad human being right now,
Hmm.
but it's fine. It's just
Yeah.
fun, you know, so
Yeah.
anyone can understand. So फिर I had that podcast, and of course, Irfan bhai ka tha. So eventually, people loved it, you know, like
Hmm.
even people loved Balaj wala. फिर eventually I got into it और I kept calling guests. सब आए, जितने भी अभी तक गेस्ट आए हैं सारे मेरे दोस्त ही हैं,
Yeah, yeah.
या like people I know. So it's been fun. I think podcast is something I'm still not good at because
Okay.
बीच में बीच में मैं चुप हो जाती हूँ. I just look at the guest and I'm like, अब क्या पूछूं? And my guest is like, Alhamdulillah, अभी तक सारे मेरे दोस्त ही थे.
Yeah.
But recently, I did a podcast with Aslan Shah.
Hmm.
Abhi tak it's not up. I need to edit it, but I did it, and
Coming soon,
like
exclusive.
it's
Yeah.
coming soon. So senior was I was just like, okay, I cannot mess this up, Momina. You cannot mess this up. He is someone you've just met once.
Hmm.
Please be right. Or we hit like the 40-minute mark, and I'm like, अब क्या पूछूं? आप बताएं ना. And he was just like, कुछ भी पूछ लो. फिर we were thinking for like 10 minutes के moment आप क्या पूछें. So I'm still getting into it. Like I love to talk,
Hmm.
but still एक point पे आके ना मेरे questions खत्म हो जाते हैं.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know how to get the conversation going.
Hmm.
So and especially when you've met the person for like the second time. तो उस point पे मुझे हो रहा था कि ये थोड़ा
But
मसला हो गया.
are you enjoying the experience? Because it is technically
Yes.
a new thing for you.
Yes, I think I'm enjoying it more than vlogging.
Right, right.
That's why I've been more consistent on the podcast channel than my main channel. Kyunki it's just been fun, you
Yeah.
know, talking to people, getting them to, you know, just come here and talk to me when कोई तो बात
Yeah.
करे मुझसे.
Yeah. लोग सुन रहे हैं, लोगों को समझ आ रहा है? Like, does the audience get it?
Yeah, the audience loves it. मतलब मुझे इतना कभी vlogging पे appreciation नहीं मिलती जितना मुझे उस पे मिल जाती है. That people are just like, do more, call this guy, call that guy.
Oh,
I recently did a podcast with Umar Anjum. So
yeah.
he's a rapper. अब ना तो the whole rap community watched it, and उसके बाद Krishna, another Indian rapper, texted him saying that क्योंकि उमर ने उनकी तारीफ की थी उसमें, you know, like he's a
Right,
big
right.
Krishna fan, and so Krishna saw my podcast and then appreciated Umar. So I was just like, मुझे thank you बोलो, मेरी वजह से तुम्हें कृष्णा की
Yeah,
appreciation
you hooked it
मिली है.
up. Yeah, yeah. Umar Anjum, अच्छा, this is a very
So
basic question to audience, please. Umar Anjum Tala Anjum का भाई है?
हाँ.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I was like, bro, naam same hai, shakal bhi same hai. Like, this has to be true. Okay.
They look exactly the same. They look
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah. Speaking of the rap community, एक और चीज का मुझे ख्याल आया.
Hmm.
Uh, Momina is a YouTuber and she's an Instagrammer. उनका business भी है. Momina is hosting a young stunners concert.
Oh
ये
my God, that
ये
was
क्या हुआ एकदम से?
crazy.
How did that
So,
happen?
so what happened was this concert had to be last year in March.
Okay.
But COVID वापस से आ गया. You know, like lockdown वापस से हो गई.
Yeah. Sequel.
So it got postponed eventually. So in March, Abul, जो मेरे साथ था, who was co-hosting, he's also a really great YouTuber. He makes funny videos, skits, वगैरह, Abulography. So Abul called me and he was like, Momina, you know, I'm hosting a show and I would like you to be in it because I want a girl to be with me,
Sure.
जो rap सुनती हो and understand करती हो. So I am a huge, you know, Desi hip hop fan. I've been listening to Desi, well, again, not Desi hip hop, but youngsters for quite a while. Like it's been a while. तो जब मुझे उसने बोला, I was like, मैं तो मना नहीं करने वाली आपको सर, यंगस्टर्स का कॉन्सर्ट है, ऑन है
Yeah.
सीन, जो
Yeah.
करवाना है करवा लें, हम
Yeah.
करेंगे. But eventually it got postponed, which I was like really bummed about कि यार postpone हो गया जी. खैर फिर fast forward to now, so they reached out to me again. Abul was like, अब हो रहा है, अब आप ही करेंगी, and बस chill scene है ना. So he came to my place, we discussed कि क्या क्या बोलना है, क्या क्या करना है. और फिर I got really nervous because I was like, मैंने तो कभी host ही नहीं
I
किया.
was
I don't
wondering,
know how
yeah.
because you never know how the audience will react to you because they're not here for you. They're here for, you know, the people performing, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
तो मुझे था कि ये लोग, if I take stage पे ज़्यादा time, they'll get annoyed, which they did, by the way.
Okay.
So what happened was, अच्छा शुरू में तो it was fine. You just मुझे और अबुल को बस जाके introduce कराना था. But when it was time to call out youngsters, they weren't coming out. वो अपना time लेके आ रहे थे,
Right.
आराम से आ रहे थे. तो क्या कहते हैं, I was just, we were on stage for I think 10 minutes. और हमने
Wow.
10 मिनट पहले बोला था कि यंगस्टर्स आ रहे हैं, और हमने 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 सब शुरू कर दिया था. तो वो जो हमने 10 सेकंड हम बोला था, वो 10 मिनट बदल दिया था. So everyone was just like, प्लीज चली जाओ, प्लीज तुम दोनों चले जाओ, यंगस्टर्स को बुलाओ. And I was just like, oh, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती. Okay. So eventually, but it was a really fun experience. Like this was one of the most fun experiences. उसके साथ साथ I did an acting thingy for Free Fire, which was also out of my comfort zone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So what
Free Fire.
happened was
Okay.
कि
I
it's
don't
like
know
a
if I've seen
game,
it. No,
PUBG
I know,
की
I know,
तरह.
huh? I remember one just
हाँ.
में Asad, aka Dr. Saab was there. I don't know if I've seen yours, but मैं ढूंढता हूँ. But हाँ, continue.
नहीं, please don't watch it. It's really bad.
I'm gonna link it in.
I am not an actor, just putting it out there. अच्छा,
Sure,
तो scene ये
sure.
हुआ था, I got mistakenly कह लें या unintentionally, I got the job. Yeah, I
Okay.
got the part. So there was no audition, of course, कुछ भी नहीं था. This situation was like कि मुझे 8 बजे रात के 8 p.m. I get a text from my manager कि यार Free Fire वालों ने मुझे approach किया है regarding you for their Bakra Eid campaign.
Right.
I was like, चलो सही है. Free Fire के साथ मैं पहले भी काम कर चुकी थी for a youngster music video. So I was like, I love those guys, all good. तो मैंने कहा कर देते हैं ना. अब इसने ना, they asked for, हम like we asked for the deliverables. They were like, it's a 3-day shoot. अब मुझे बस इतना पता है. Around 12 p.m. I get 12 a.m. I get the contract. I just sign it. I'm like, 3 दिन की shoot है. मैंने ना contract पढ़ा ना कुछ पढ़ा. I'm like, come on, who reads the contract? कोई घर थोड़ी खरीद रही हूँ.
Okay.
So I just signed it. I sent it to the people, and 1 बजे मुझे script मिलती है.
Oh.
From an unknown number, and he goes like, "Hey, I'm the director for this thingy, blah blah blah. Here's your script. Get some sleep because your call time is 6 a.m. अभी 1 बज रहे हैं और मुझे 6 बजे उठना नहीं है, 6 बजे, 5 बजे
Oh,
उठना है to
yeah,
get
yeah.
to the place. So I got locked at 1 a.m. basically for that part. अब ना मैंने स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी, मैंने कही ये तो कोई 60 पेजेस की स्क्रिप्ट है, मैं बस यूं ही करे जा रही हूँ, मैंने कहा ये क्या हो रहा है. So I read the contract,
Yeah.
and the contract says it's an acting का contract, 3-day acting contract. और वो छोटा सा लिखा हुआ है साइड पे, मैंने कहा ये मैंने क्या कर दिया, मुझे तो आती ही नहीं है. So it was with Rahim Pardesi. Uh, so it was in collaboration with me and Rahim Pardesi. The सुबह में गई, and they were very sweet. Everyone was super nice. They were like कि
6 बजे पहुंच
इसमें
गई थी.
आपका ना नहीं.
It was
But
difficult. It was always going to be tough. But हाँ चलो.
yeah, okay. And shoots never start on time. कभी भी shoot time पे नहीं शुरू होती, कोई
Yeah.
ना कोई मसला आ जाता है.
हाँ.
Anyway, so what happened was they were like कि तुम्हें there's a dance sequence, you have to dance. मैंने कहा मैं तो ऐसी होती हूँ, मैं तो रोबोट हूँ लिटरली. I was so open to them. And मैं भी
Yeah.
मजाक में ना, मैं लिटरली ऑनेस्ट हो रही थी कि मैं तो रोबोट हूँ भाई, मैं तो रोबोट हूँ. They were also like कि अब I was just trying to be nice and polite. तो मैं ना डायरेक्ट चली गई डायरेक्टर के पास, मैंने बोला भाई मुझे एक्टिंग नहीं आती. Straight up, if
Yeah.
you want to find a new actor or find a new influencer, please do.
Yeah.
I will gladly sign out.
Yeah.
And he was like, no Momina, you can do it, you're natural in front of a camera, हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
वो मुझे full pump up कर रहे हैं कि हो जाएगा. The first scene, मेरा scene था, my part was to just wake up.
Right. Impossible.
I couldn't. It looked so robotic and stiff. मैं ऐसे उठी थी. And it looked so bad on camera because 10 takes when after a while the director comes to me and he was like, Momina, just sleep.
Yeah.
Just sleep. And I slept for like an hour. No, hour to zyada gaya, maybe half an hour. And then they got the shot.
So they had you sleep and wake
Then
up
I woke
and
up.
they took
Yeah.
the
Then
actual
they
wow documentary
shot.
बना दी.
So the thing was, मैं full method acting कर रही थी.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I couldn't just, it wasn't natural to me कि मुझे act करना है. And it was such a shock because it happened so quickly कि I was
Yeah.
just like, और मैं अपने दिमाग में मैंने बिठा लिया था कि मैं acting कर ही नहीं सकती, हो ही नहीं सकता. But everyone was so sweet कि they just made it so much more easier for me to act. और ऊपर से ना lines भी याद नहीं होती थी. मेरी memory को पता नहीं क्या मसला है, अजीब याद ही नहीं होती, बीच में भूल जाती थी मैं. बोलते बोलते हाँ भाई क्या था.
Yeah, but sure, it's your
I'm sure.
first ever experience acting ka.
Yes, it was my first experience, and I'm glad that all the people on set realized it. It's her first,
Yeah.
acting thingy. And उसके बाद घर जाके literally I apologize to every single person behind the camera. Like I'm so sorry for क्योंकि जब आप takes नहीं दे रहे होते, आपकी shoot की timing भी extend होती जाती है. The hours get longer. And because of me, उनके घंटे भी और बढ़ रहे थे.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
their
yeah,
work was getting up and up and up, and I felt so bad कि मैंने personally सबको apologize किया कि I'm so sorry for being like that. जबकि like everyone was like, don't be sorry, you did great. Everyone was super sweet. लेकिन एक guilt हमेशा रह जाता है कि यार
Sure.
मेरी वजह से पता नहीं सबके time आगे हो गए.
Was it better?
So
Was it better on like day 2, day 3?
I think yeah, like eventually I got the groove, so it was better. First day तो बहुत ही बुरा था because I was just not. मेरा mindset ये हो गया था ना, मुझे acting नहीं आती, मैं कैसे करूँगी. But again, when you have a good team around you, they support you.
Yeah.
खुद ब खुद ही फिर वो groove एक बन गया था, and
तो
it
कल
just.
परसों. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying there's one scene in that short film type thingy उसमें I'm so not natural because he wanted the shot, the director wanted the shot sun का, so we had very less time और मैं वो shot दे ही नहीं पा रही थी, and the dialogue delivery is so bad in it कि मैं देखती हूँ ना मैं cringe हो जाती हूँ कि क्या किया है ये मैंने. But eventually it happened. Also the short film is for kids,
Right,
so keep that in mind before
right,
watching it. It's
right.
not for
Yeah,
adults, it's
because
for little.
I am 100% right after this. मैं जा रहा हूँ वो ढूंढने and I'm gonna watch it. Yeah.
So basically the short film is कि हमें बच्चों को बताना है कि कुर्बानी की इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है और कुर्बानी क्यों करते हैं. So the whole story revolves around the conclusion where it comes to कि भाई कुर्बानी हम क्यों करते हैं.
Okay.
तो अब ये आप देखेंगे, आपको तो पता है कुर्बानी क्यों करते हैं, तो आप नहीं देखें.
नहीं नहीं मैं भूल जाऊंगा इस वीडियो के लिए मैं भूल जाऊंगा. But like अगर कल परसों whenever now that you've done this if someone's
Yeah.
like we saw your Free Fire thing हमें आपको कास्ट करना है अपनी
Oh
वेब
God.
सीरीज में या शॉर्ट फिल्म में is that now less of a no than it would have been before?
Of course, of course. I think I would be open to it in the sense only if they pay me a good price. सबसे पहले तो,
अच्छा,
वरना I'm
अच्छा.
not.
Yeah, please आप notes ले लें आप लोग casting directors please. हाँ, पैसे first and then.
तो उसमें कर लूंगी, but you know if it's like a commercial type thingy, something short, I would do it. But again, if it takes like 15 minutes की वीडियो भी होगी ना तो उसमें भी मैं सोचूंगी जरूर. The पैसे will decide that thing for me.
Okay, okay, okay. But like I'm assuming by this logic के पहले अगर पैसे भी ठीक होते you would not have been comfortable, but
Yeah,
now it's
no.
better.
Yeah, now of course, like I have been more open and more confident, I could say. क्योंकि पहले ना मैं अब आई एम अ यूट्यूबर. मैं
Right,
जब वीडियो बनाती हूँ कमरे में कोई नहीं होता, मैं और मेरा कैमरा होता है बस.
right.
बट व्हेन यू आर ऑन अ सेट देयर आर लिटरली 20 लोग तो कम से कम कमरे में होंगे आराम से. कोई गैफर लगा रहा है, कोई माइक पकड़ा हुआ है, कोई कैमरे के पीछे 10 लोग हैं, एक डायरेक्टर उधर बैठा हुआ है, उसकी एडी बैठी हुई है.
Mm.
You know there are people around you and that's when your confidence is just like पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है, बहुत लोग जज करेंगे और
Yeah,
पता
yeah,
नहीं
yeah.
क्या होगा. So there's always that thing that there's people around you which makes you a little more conscious rather than you being alone. So but now I'm over that part के लोग होते हैं, it no one's judging me. Even if I'm performing badly, they're there to help me and make me better in that job. So
Mm.
it's just mind games. दिमाग में
Mm.
जो सोचती हो वही होगा. तो मैं अपने आप को यही बस I continuously say that they're here to help you. It's fine. Everyone's sweet. No one has talked to me rude तरीके से. So just get that thing out of your head. So
Yeah.
eventually, yes, if someone comes to me to cast me somewhere, I would be more open to it now.
Okay. Acha, and the last thing
Yeah.
I wanted to focus on, there was a bit which reminded
Hmm.
me of this. Somebody asked
Hmm.
you वही Q&A पे about your financial independence और फिर
Hmm.
उसमें एक तो we can talk about how important that is to you in your own
Of
approach to
course.
life, but also I want to talk about the business. How is that going? What's the
Hmm.
plan? How
Hmm.
things are going. So whichever one you want to start with.
I think let's talk about like how I got into just earning.
Hmm.
It was also an accident. Accident nahi कहूंगी, like, but it wasn't planned. It was
Sure. Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
wasn't planned. Like I didn't know I could get money out of, just posting videos online. So my first check was on my like 18th birthday, I think. So that was something very empowering. जैसे ही हुआ ना, क्योंकि पहले तो होता था वो पैसे तो कमा ही नहीं सकते, जब जॉब आएगी डिग्री आएगी उसके बाद ही कमाना है. Like this
Yeah.
was my mindset and I think
Sure.
every little kid has this mindset कि
Yeah. Yeah.
after
Yeah.
degree after job आपको पहला check मिलना है.
Not just
So
little kids.
I always had yeah.
Yeah.
So I had that in mind throughout my teenage years. लेकिन फिर I think Jazz reached out to me. Jazz was the first um sponsor that I got. So I was like, acha, I didn't have a manager. I didn't know how these things work. I was severely underpaid, by the way. But in चीजों में, you never know. It was my first time. I was just like, चलो कर लेते हैं ना. And I literally asked them कि आपका budget क्या है. उन्होंने जो budget बोला मैंने उसी में हाँ बोल दी.
Sure.
So, but again, for me at that time, it was a huge deal because I've never earned a penny. Like एक रुपया भी मैंने नहीं कमाया. And to someone जिसने अभी तक नहीं कमाया है, the amount of money they were letting me know, that felt a lot उस time पे. So I was like, I'll do that, yeah, fine. And they asked me for so much deliverables, एक vlog, तो ये story, तो वो story. I was
Yeah.
like, हाँ, सब कर दूंगी, सब कर
Yeah.
दूंगी.
Yeah.
But eventually, like when I got that first check, I was like, wow. मैंने अम्मा को जाके दिया, everything was super good. And eventually, when you start getting work because brands start seeing that you're promoting someone, then it's a whole change then. So I got uh I got approached by another brand. But मैं बहुत severely under पे होती पे until Muzammil Hassan reached out.
Mm.
He was in Karachi and he asked me, I think Salman Parekh was like, I have this friend and he's also a content creator. He wants to meet you and he finds a lot of potential in you and let's meet up. So I met him and he was like, I would like to manage you because I feel like people will use you eventually. And मैंने जब उन्हें बताया कि भाई people might be using me and he was like, yes, you are getting used. इससे पहले ये आगे बढ़े, let me just help you in that sense. So he started managing me. फिर जो भी query आती थी, he used to take over that and he used to deal all the, negotiation wala part. And I just used to make content. Okay, so that's where I think I learned a lot from like literally जितना मैंने अगर सीखा है ना about
Mm.
digital marketing in the
Mm.
first years of actually getting paid, it's all because of Muzammil bhai.
Yeah.
He has been like the right hand जिन्होंने मुझे properly support किया. I always say that two people have been the most motivating for me. One is Irfan Junaid creatively and Muzammil Hassan towards the marketing side of things. So that was something for me जो obviously empower करती है when you I mean I wouldn't call myself financially independent at the age of 18 like एक check मिल गया उसमें independent तो नहीं हो गई थी मैं. But at that point when you start earning on your own you feel empowered. It's a feeling like it anchors the feeling of empowerment. And उस point पे I was just like सर पे नहीं लिया हुआ था because अम्मा was like my mother keeps me grounded. Like
Mm.
अगर वो मुझे कुछ नहीं बोलती मैं आसमान पे चढ़ी हुई होती उस पहले चेक के साथ. She was like आज है कल नहीं होगा, so that has always stuck by me and I take this thing with me I will take this thing with me for the rest of my life because it's a true thing. आज होगा कल नहीं होगा, you never know what's gonna happen. So eventually like फिर मुजम्मिल भाई I think got a job with the government and things happened and he was like, Moment, I'm sorry, I cannot manage you anymore.
Yeah.
My contract does not allow me to manage me anymore. So I was like, okay, then find me a new manager. I didn't say that. He was like, yeah, I'll find you a replacement and he did and I have an amazing manager now. But उसके बाद फिर consistently brands आने लगे after Muzammil Bhai found me a replacement for the manager, because a manager's job is basically to bring you brands.
Yeah.
That's what a manager does initially. So when that started happening, ना पहले तो brands reach out करते थे, अब brands को हम भी reach out कर रहे हैं, अब
Yeah.
manager
Yeah.
मेरे पास ला रही है. So it gets really consistent. It's not like we have a whole timetable कि अब हम ये post कर because it's like a consistent thing. It's something that is not like कि कभी आएगा कभी नहीं आएगा, वो 6 महीने में ऐसी बैठी हुई हूँ कोई brand नहीं आ रहा. It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like that.
Yeah.
So now it's something pretty consistent and with so ये तो हो गई content creation management वाली बात. Coming to modifiers, I think modifier is not really stable for me right now because it's just merch
Right.
currently that I'm looking over personally. So merch का scene is like summer drop होता है and winter drop होता है. So it's like 2 times a year. तो आप कितना बेच सकते हो?
Mm.
So currently it's it's not really stable at all. I mean, we are thinking to, like, अभी मैंने इस बार phone covers करे, ये अजीब वाले phone covers. So these are something that don't get, like, ये sell out नहीं होते, because we can just give more orders, and this will forever stay if I let them stay forever.
Sure.
But so I'm finding more things to be stable, going through sustainability basically. के किस चीज को मैं कैसे सस्टेन कर सकती हूँ, बिकॉज मर्च इज समथिंग कि आपका सही है, एक फैन है, वो कितनी मर्च, लाइक आप 50
Yeah.
मर्च ड्रॉप करोगे, वो 50 मर्च तो नहीं खरीदेगा,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm trying to think of more ideas where I can make this thing a little bit more sustainable, like eventually फिर वो purchasing power पे भी आ जाता है ना. Most of the kids who watch me are teenagers, who obviously don't earn a lot.
Hmm.
घर घर से पैसे मांगते हैं, and of course they have their own things to spend on. So I think about these things when I'm even pricing my stuff, because I
Sure.
price my own. हर चीज मैं खुद ही कर रही होती हूँ. So I think about those things as well, because मैं जब बच्ची थी तो मैं ये चीजें सोचती थी. So I put a very fair price on my merch, and उसके बावजूद भी I'm just like कि और कम कर देते हैं, और कम. फिर my friends are like, तुम कमाओगी क्या? Like, तुमको ऐसे ही भेज दो तुम.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you
So I go
considered
through the.
have you
Hmm.
considered perhaps like separating the audience, like that, expanding the audience from people who are directly your fans to just people who maybe haven't heard of you?
Yeah, I was ये modifiers ना, हम लोग ने यही सोच के किया था कि merch से ना हम इसको brand बना देंगे.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening, because it's a really mushkil wali thing to do. Like I don't know where to find that transition.
Yeah.
So that's a thing that I'm still figuring out, and eventually I hope I will, but this is in my mind to make it more sustainable
Yeah.
eventually, because like Ajib is such a thing that everyone uses it, not just Momina Munir ke fan use Ajib.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone in this world who is Desi uses Ajib.
Yeah.
So this is something that can be taken to a place where my name doesn't matter eventually.
Hmm.
So I have this in mind. Let's see what happens though. क्या होगा?
Do you
Allah
guys do
जाने.
merch for other people as well? I think you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So modifiers is basically like a place जहाँ पे creators can launch whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even creators, we can even open your store on modifier. So it's like Daraz keh lein, but Daraz is super big, we're just
Yeah.
super small.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's kind of inspired by the fact कि एक mall है और उसके अंदर stores हैं. That's
Yeah.
what we had in mind.
Yeah. Because I remember you also mentioned this at the start, and when I was talking to Irfan about scenes, वगैरह, like it's not easy. There's not like a one-stop place where you're like, I have this design, और मुझे उसकी शर्टें चाहिए. You have to go to like 8 different places, बहस, मुबाइसे, choices, decisions.
And remember, I am a female.
Yeah, also
going
that.
to the market.
Yeah.
Talking to an uncle जिनको समझ नहीं आता कि मुझे 500 pieces चाहिए. He's
Yeah.
just like, आपको 500 pieces की क्या जरूरत है? अबे है भाई, दे मुझे.
Like ulta सवाल that doesn't
Unnecessary
make any sense.
questions. Like I'm sure, like if my friend would have, like if my male friend would have gone there and asked for 500 pieces, he would have been like, 1000 क्यों नहीं ले रहे आप? लेकिन मुझसे आप 500 क्यों ले रही हैं? हैं इतने सारे?
अंकल आपको बेचनी नहीं है क्या? क्या मतलब?
And उसके बाद भी ना, like हर चीज में मसले होते थे कि the most annoying part was that they were just like आप अकेली आई हैं? ये अजीब अजीब से सवाल. That was so unnecessary. That made me feel so like, अंकल आप अजीब, चुप रहे, चुप.
हाँ नहीं, काम से काम नहीं रख सकते लोग. It's like there have to be a lot of like side questions.
Exactly. And मैं उनको, okay, I had a lot of support from my friends, my partners in the business as well. They were like, अब तुम नहीं जाओगी, हम ही करना है. But I was like, I want the experience.
Yeah.
because of course I want to put in my 100%. Like हमने अगर चीज कुछ start साथ की है, I wouldn't want to put all the burden on you guys.
Hmm.
So this was something I was just like मुझे करनी experience, so कर ली experience, अल्लाह माफ करे कभी वापस नहीं
But would it be
करनी.
possible to make modifiers a place where like somebody else who wants to do it, anybody
Yeah,
else,
that's the
they
plan.
don't have to go
That's
through
the plan.
those? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan. So we have everything set up now. अब
Hmm.
हमारी अपनी, we have like people at the factory who have a contract with us, and कोई भी अगर order आता है, जैसे now I can, अगर literally मैं अभी design अपना बनाऊं, मैं उस factory में भेजूंगी, वो एक हफ्ते में मुझे सारे बना के दे देगा. So now we have the very compact structure to it. Like a
Yeah.
year ago, if you would have asked me, तो मैं शायद बोलती कि नहीं. But now we've worked so much on this idea that we are very strong and very into it. कि अगर कोई भी आता है, recently we did Hamza Amin's merch. Amin is another content creator, very very famous on
Hmm.
YouTube with the kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did his merch. we did his merch, and literally in a week सब हो गया. उसको samples भी चले गए, उसने sample approve कर दिया. It was such a fast thingy.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I was thinking कि यार एक साल पहले literally we were taking months to complete just an order. So eventually we realized how to be efficient, how to work
Hmm.
with it. We learned a lot. और मुझे ना ये लोग मेरी मर्च को ये लोग ना ट्रायल करते थे. They
Right.
used to be like, अभी तुम्हारा ट्रायल चल रहा है,
Yeah.
दूसरे क्लाइंट्स आएंगे तो उनको हम परफेक्ट बना के देंगे. So I think we did अलीना हयात्स मर्च जब, तो उस वक्त बिल्कुल परफेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर बन गया था
Hmm.
बिजनेस मॉडल का, जो हमारे दिमाग में था. उसके बाद सब सही हो गया था eventually. I think also like everyone was so helpful, even Irfan bhai's wife, Amir bhai ने तो मुझे बोला कि बहन, like he set up my website. He was like,
Right.
let's do Shopify.
Yeah.
So like if I didn't have these supportive people, I was gonna be so flustered with everything कि मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा होता. And eventually with the kapra wali side,
Hmm.
my two partners have that support with their family businesses. So everything just made sense eventually, alhamdulillah, and it's
Yeah.
going nice.
तो
So
फिर अब
yeah,
क्रिएटर थी आप, फिर बिजनेस वुमन भी हो गई, एक्टर स्लैश होस्ट स्लैश परफॉर्मर
सब हो
वो
गई
भी.
हूँ मैं.
Yeah. Is there something that you're looking for, mazid, something new, or are you just
I think I'm always now looking for something new.
okay?
Uh, After doing these things and exploring things, I feel like I'm more comfortable with the fact that it's good to explore.
Hmm.
Pehle I used to be in my comfort zone. It's good to get out of your comfort zone. So eventually, I feel like I'll enjoy getting out of my comfort zone, and it will be nice.
That's some serious growing up has occurred in these
जो
2
बात है,
years. हाँ, अच्छी बात है.
it's not even growing up. I think it's just मैं therapy ले रही हूँ, मैं इंसान बन गई
Sure.
हूँ.
Yeah, sure. Did I ask you पिछली दफा if you have any jinn stories?
Yes, you did, and I told you no, and still no Jinn
Still no, 2
stories.
साल हो गए, कोई उन वो गिलगित वगैरह में नहीं मिला आपको कोई?
No, none, none.
चलो
It's
for the
crazy how
best.
I don't. Like although I had a scare though.
Oh,
चलो ये बता देती हूँ.
sure.
So I was on call with a friend and I was sleeping. अच्छा मेरा bed ऊपर था
Okay.
पहले ना. Like I had a bunk bed.
Okay.
So I was sleeping ऊपर and he goes like, पता है छत पे जिन रहते हैं, like छत के ऊपर लेटते हैं वो, और मैं ऊपर देख रही हूँ, and I was like, huh? मैं तो literally छत के पास ही हूँ. What?
Wow. Yeah. Well,
So I got, that was a scare. But उसके
please,
अलावा no Jinn stories.
if anybody's listening, please आप जरा comment करें. Is this true? Facts. छत पे जिन सोते हैं या नहीं?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Chalo, I think this is good. I'll try and. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I think सभी बोल दिए मैंने.
Yeah. No, but it's good. I think I'm glad that you feel that you're genuinely happy. मैं तो पिछली दफा भी मान गया था. आपकी performance was very convincing. But
I do want to say one thing.
हाँ.
ये change होगा.
हाँ.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah. The next time we talk, if this is not changed, मैं बात नहीं करूँ. Like the episode's not happening.
Done. यही मेरी motivation है.
ठीक है. चलो, Momina Munir,
Good
thank you very
हो गया.
much. खुश रहें आप. And
Thank you.
comment, like, subscribe. You know who she is. If you're here, you know who she is. चले. Okay.
Bye guys.